And I would like, just a minute. I'd like Mr. Wadsworth, would you please lead the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Wadsworth?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now, Mr. Wadsworth, I can hear you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth.
Good evening, City Council, Mayor Burcroft, and audience. This is the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for October 12th, 2020. This meeting is being held electronically via the Zoom meeting app. Tonight's meeting ID number is 832-2683-6698. If you'd like to join by phone, dial 646-558-8656. Enter the meeting ID followed by the pound sign. Members of the public wishing to participate in this meeting may do so again by phone and/or online. You may also submit written comments to publiccomment@romulusgov.com. And again, you can email your comments. It will be read during the public comment portion of the meeting. Mr. Chair, roll call was taken at our previous special meetings, and we do have a quorum for this regular meeting.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
At this time, the council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda. Number 2, minutes. Number 3, petitioner. 4, chairperson's report. 5, mayor's report. 6, clerk's report. 7, treasurer's report. 8, public comment. 9, unfinished business. 10, new business. 11, warrant. 12, communication. And number 13, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So move to accept the regular council meeting as presented.
Support.
I wasn't sure if I was muted.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the agenda as presented. Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Williams. Ms. Williams,
She hasn't joined yet, Mr. Chair.
your vote yes, motion approved.
Next on the agenda, 2A, for approval are the minutes from the regular meeting held on October 5th, 2020.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move to approve the regular meeting, the regular minutes of the regular council meeting held on October the 5th, 2020.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the minutes from the regular meeting held on October the 5th, 2020. Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Agenda item 2B for approval are the minutes from the special meeting held on October 5th, 2020 at 6:45 p.m. This was a study session to discuss the quarterly investment report.
Chair, I'll make that motion to approve the minutes from the special meeting held on October 5th, 2020, and it was at 6:45 p.m. on the quarterly investment report.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the minutes from a special meeting was held on October the 5th, 2020 at 6:45 p.m. study session for the quarterly investment report. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Tally,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
There are no petitioners on the agenda this evening. Takes us to agenda item number 4, the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Tonight, we had a 6 p.m. study session, and that was to discuss the Wayne and Ecorse intersection improvements and land acquisitions. At 6:30, we had another study session to discuss the retirees' health plan care plan. At this time, the chair is going to recognize Councilwoman Webb.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Before I make the motion, of which I expect support, after October 23rd, 2020, should a Zoom format no longer suffice for Open Meetings Act compliance, City Council could potentially
You are muted, Ms. Webb, you're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you hear anything that I said?
A little bit.
Oh, okay. Well,
Sorry.
anyway, let me make this real quick. After October 23rd, 2020, should a Zoom format no longer suffice for Open Meetings Act compliance, City Council could potentially need to return to the chamber to hold public meetings as quickly as the October 26th meeting. The motion is to provide and publish an alternative email address to submit requests and telephone call-in numbers for members of the public to utilize for addressing City Council when Council returns to the chamber for public meetings. Until the COVID pandemic, public health and safety concerns are significantly minimized in the state of Michigan. Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Tally, and that's was to provide and publish an alternative email address and telephone call in members of the public to utilize for addressing City Council when council member returns to the chambers for public meetings until the COVID pandemic public and safety concerns are significantly minimized in the state of Michigan. Any comments? No comments, roll call vote. Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Tally,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
I'm trying to understand. So what are we voting on? As we are aware, following the recent ruling of the, oh, I'm sorry, through the chair, may I
yes,
answer
go ahead,
that?
go ahead, Ms. Webb.
As you are aware, the following the recent ruling of the Supreme Court regarding the executive authority of our governor, there is uncertainty over what mandates will or will not be in place after the expiration of Governor Whitmer's executive order on October the 23rd, 2020. Our next meeting will be the 26th, I believe, and that motion was to provide and publish an alternative for emails and telephone numbers for our public if they want to call in. We just want to make sure that in the event we need to come back into the chamber, then we can, without a last minute notification to the people, because people need to have the notices beforehand. We can't, if they change it on the 25th, well, the Well, if it's changed on the 23rd, council is not meeting at that time to make that motion. So we're just sort of, preparing ourselves for this to happen. If it doesn't, fine, we will continue as we are. But this is just a provision, just in the event.
Thank you, Ms. Webb.
You're welcome.
Okay, you got it, Ms. Williams?
Yeah, I got it now.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Williams. It was motioned by Ms. Webb and it was supported by Ms. Tally. Ms. Williams,
No,
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe. Was that Mr. Wadsworth? Supported it. To approve the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yeah.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, City Council, City Clerk, Deputy Clerk, and audience. First, just want to make mention of a memo that went out to electeds and also as a press release. And this is referencing grant opportunities. And so we all know 2020 has been a challenge with COVID and public safety funding. So basically what we did is put together a team. The actual team is the Operational Sustainability and Community Enhancement Committee. This is led by Kevin Kraus. Jill Martin's involved in that with her new role, finance, DPW, our administrative team. And so this is kind of a all hands on deck approach to look at opportunities with grants. As we know, not all grants fit the community and what you're trying to do. Some of them have hooks or catches that obligate us that we may not be able to participate in. But at least we're kind of quarterbacking this effort with finance, with all the departments to make sure that we're taking a fresh look. We're pretty proud though. We've been able to execute on over $800,000 in grants that were much needed for COVID related or public safety. You may have heard of some of them. The first responder hazard pay was one. Public safety health payroll reimbursement was huge, 685,000. Justice assistant grant, building health place grants through MParks, human service related technology services. So it's a way to basically, kind of vet the opportunities. Every week we're looking at those and trying to apply the ones that fit. So just wanted to make mention to you on that. I've got some action items, and after my action items, I'd like Roberto to talk about another program that he has coming up both for our electeds and for our public. First item up for action that you have before you is item A, and this is a recommendation from Captain Josh Money and legal counsel. And the request is to concur with the administration and grant authorization for the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached contract for services of independent contractors. This would be through the 34th District Court, through the MIDC Coordinator of Attorneys Agreement. And this is between Teresa Patton and the city of Romulus. These funds are verified and available through the Michigan Indigent Defense account that's listed.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we approve the Michigan Indigent Defense Commission grant independent for the hourly attorneys.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Webb, for support of the Michigan Indigent Defense Commission, MIDC, grant independent contractor, coordinating attorney. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes,
Ms. Tally,
yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The next item is also a recommendation from Captain Josh Money and legal counsel. This one is to concur with the administration, authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached contracts for service of independent contractors with the Michigan Defense Commission at an hourly for hourly attorneys, and those 6 names are listed. They've been verified and available out of that same account.
Through the chair.
Yes, Ms. Webb.
Yes, I'd like to make that motion to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the contracts for services.
The motion by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Abdo, for the Defense Commissioner, the MIDC grant independent contractors for the RA and attorneys. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion. Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Tally.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The next action item is a recommendation from Roberto Scapitici, our DPW director. And this is to concur with the administration, authorize the DPW to dispose of the listed vehicles through Martin Towing. The disposal fee is $50 per vehicle, which is the norm, with all the proceeds deposited into the appropriate city fund per the table that's listed.
Through the chair,
Yes, Ms. Tally.
I would like to make that motion to concur with the administration and authorize the DPW to dispose of the listed vehicles through Martin Towing with a disposal fee of $50 per vehicle, with all other proceeds deposited into the appropriate city fund per the table.
Support.
And motion by Ms. Tally, supported by Ms. Roscoe. And this was a disposal of obsolete, worn out, or surplus property policy. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, Ms. Tally,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The next action item is a recommendation from Roberto Scapitici, Director of DPW, and Steve Hitchcock, our city attorney. This one is to concur the administration and adopt the attached resolution of the city of Romulus to concur in the rules and regulations concerning industrial pretreatment program as adopted by the Great Lakes Water Authority.
Through the chair,
Yes, Ms. Tally.
I'd like to make that motion to concur with the administration and adopt the attached resolution of the city of Romulus to concur in the rules and regulations concerning industrial pre-treatment program as adopted by the Great Lakes Water Authority.
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Tally, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, and that's for the GLWA Treatment Plan IPP resolution. Any discussion? Ms. Tally,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The next action item is a recommendation from Roberto Scapitici and Steve Hitchcock, our city attorney also. This is to concur with the administration and approve to allow Great Lakes Water Authority to continue to do lead and copper testing as long as it's required.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms. Roscoe.
I'll make that motion for the Great Lakes Water Authority lead and copper testing as long as it's required.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Webb, to concur with the administration approval of the Great Lakes Water Authority to continue lead and copper testing as long as required. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Williams, Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Tally.
Yes.
The chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The last action item is a recommendation from Kevin Kraus, Fire Chief, Gary Harris, Purchasing Director. This is to concur the administration and award ITB bid 20/21-06 to the lowest responsive and most responsible bidder, NIA Uniform Company, for the duty of Class A uniforms used by the City of Romulus Fire Department. The pricing will be held firm for 3 years. And these funds have been verified and budgeted out of the Public Safety Fund for uniform expenses as listed.
Mr. Chairman, I will move that we approve ITB 20/21-06 for the Romulus Fire Department for the firefighters duty and Class A uniforms.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo for the ITB 20/21-06 Romulus Fire Department firefighters duty and Class A uniforms. Any discussion?
Yes, just one comment.
Yes, Ms.
I think at the last meeting, I told people, maybe Director Cross wasn't on there. I have aging eyes, so I don't know, this thing he gave us, it's small. So just in the future, if we can have a bigger font, I have aging eyes. So thank you. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Ms.
Got
Talley.
old eyes.
You know what I say, oh.
Okay, Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Webb.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Those are my action items. Before I close out, I would like Roberto to talk a little bit about a sanitary sewer project, both for our electeds and for the public. Roberto, if you're there, and we can get Steve to share the screen. Won't take long, but just an FYI. And again, thank you, council, for the action items that were approved tonight.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, council. The mayor thought it would be a good idea that I share some information on a project that we are kicking off next week. It's our sanitary sewer evaluation and repair program. As you may recall, in the winter of 2020, I kind of laid out some of the projects that we were going to implement through the 2020 season. This one was somewhat delayed due to the pandemic, but it's work that can happen throughout the year. It's not very impactful to our residents. So we kind of want to share some information. Up we have a map that Steve has put up. It kind of shows the districts where we're going to rehabilitate some sewers and clean some sewers. It focuses in on our residential subdivisions. You can see zone 1 all the way down to the south of the city. That's the Oak Brook and Meadows and Hale Creek subdivisions. We've got specific streets we're going to be on with televising and cleaning lines. Also with zone 2, that's the western portion of the city, and the Huron Estates subdivision. We also have the Junction subdivision in the center of the city, in through our downtown, and some of our subdivisions to the north. So we're basically touching every single residential subdivision with some form of cleaning our sewers or repairing our sewers and ensuring that they're up and operational for our residents. So I don't know if there's any specific questions on what we're planning on doing, but what we're going to do is next week and through the end of this week, we're going to start a mass mailing to all the folks in these subdivision areas. All the homes will be notified that there'll be work happening, although work will not be happening at every address and every street. So we kind of have some specific locations that we're trying to target. It's leftover locations that weren't addressed in a previous program we rolled out like 3-4 years ago. So we want to pick up those residual areas and make sure that we're comfortable that all of our residential sewers, our sanitary sewers, are functioning properly. So Steve, if you want to move to the next, the actual mailer that we're using. So what we're going to do is we're going to send out a notification letter to all these residents. It has in their contact information for who at the city is administering the program. That's myself and Kathy Hood, the assistant director. It also has information in there for the contractor that'll be doing the work. And we more or less want to get everybody just some information to know that there is going to be a contractor in their subdivision. They may see him in the rear yards. Obviously, if anything's in the rear yard, they will knock on doors to gain entry into the backyard. And just to kind of let them know what's happening and some good information about the program. And as I mentioned, not all residents will be impacted by this. This is a very low impact project. Most people will not even know that the contractors are out in the area. They'll just be cleaning sewers, and we'll turn around and take a look at those videos. And any sewer that has a defect, we will be repairing them within 1 to 3 months. So it'll be an ongoing program. We'll start the televising between now and Christmas, and then between New Year's in the spring, we'll be back in there rehabilitating the sewers. So I just wanted to give some general information, let everybody know that this mailer will be going out. And if anybody has any questions, they can go ahead and contact my office, or they can contact our city engineers, OHM, that's administering the inspection of this project, or the contractor themselves, Granite Inliner, as well, if they have any sort of problem or issue with what's happening. But I would urge people to please contact my office if we can help them out with something. Thank you.
Thank you.
John,
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth?
if I can, to Roberto, if anything has to be repaired, would that be underground only? There wouldn't be any digging, would there?
No,
That sleeve you showed us a few years ago?
yeah, we would do everything underground, but if we found a collapse that we didn't know was there, then we would have to dig that up.
Right.
But
Thank you.
mostly we use in situ.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth. Thank you, Roberto.
Yeah, thank you.
Will that conclude the mayor's report? Is there
Yes.
anything? Okay, you're welcome. Number 6 is the clerk's report. I have 2 action items. 6A, this is a alley vacation request from Ron Youngblood. Mr. Ron Youngblood of 1111-1 Grover Street of Romulus is requesting the vacation of the entire alley in the Junction subdivision, Block 6, abutting lots 1 to 24 and lots 32 to 55 inclusive. In accordance with Section 14.2 of the Romulus City Charter, when council shall deem it advisable to vacate any street or alley, it shall, by resolution, appoint a time not less than 30 days to hear objections hereto. A public hearing was held on Monday, August 10th, 2020 at 7:00 p.m. via Zoom regarding the proposed alley vacation. And there were no objections voiced about the vacation of the proposed area. Minutes from that meeting were included in your packet. The requester provided a petition with at least 51% of the property owner's signatures based on the lineal front footage of the property abutting the street or alley to be vacated. Since the public hearing, all utility companies have been notified, including the City Department of Public Works, and there have been no objections to the request of the proposed vacation. Since there have been no objections to this vacation, and Mr. Youngblood has met all the necessary requirements, he is requesting City Council approval for vacation of the entire alley in the Junction subdivision, Block 6, abutting lots 1 through 24 and lot 32 through 55 inclusive, and that an easement for public utility purposes shall be maintained in the alley. And Mr. Youngblood has joined the meeting as well if council does have questions. But again, there was a study session regarding the alley vacation. So we just need action from council at this time.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth?
I'll move, based on the letter we got from the attorney earlier today, that we approve the vacation of the alley.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo for the alley vacation request on Mr. Ron Youngblood. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion. Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Tally.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
6B. Now, this is a street vacation request, and this is from Philippa Matakis. Philippa Matakis of 9620 Allen Road in Allen Park, Michigan, is requesting the vacation of that portion of Cordell Avenue from Hildebrandt Road south to Terminus and Lorman Avenue, from the east side of Lorman Avenue east to Terminus in the southwest quarter, section 13. In accordance with section 14.2 of the Romulus City Charter, when council shall deem it advisable to vacate any street or alley, it shall, by resolution, appoint a time not less than 30 days to hear objections hereto. A public hearing was held on Monday, July 27th, 2020 at 7:00 p.m. via Zoom regarding the proposed street vacation. Minutes from the public hearing were also included in your council packet. There were 2 objections voiced at the public hearing. However, the requester provided a petition with at least 55% of the property owner's signatures of approval based on the lineage front footage of the property abutting the street to be vacated. Since the public hearing, all utility companies have been notified, including the City Department of Public Works, and no objections were received from any of the companies regarding the request of the proposed vacation. Mrs. Matakis has met all the necessary requirements to request that City Council approve the vacation of that portion of Cordell Avenue from Hildebrandt Road south to Terminus and Lorman Avenue from the east side of Lorman Avenue east to Terminus in the southwest quarter, section 13, and that an easement shall be maintained for public utility purposes. And I want to add that Mrs. Matakis is on is participating in this meeting, should you have any questions from her.
Through the chair, if I may. Through the chair.
You're muted, Mr. Chair. There.
Okay, Ms. Webb, go ahead.
Okay. If there are no discussions, I'd like to make the motion to grant the street vacation request.
We didn't ask for discussion.
It's been motioned
me?
by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Abdo.
No, I didn't support it.
Who supported that?
I said you didn't ask for discussion. She said,
Well, first, Ms. Abdo, you read it, and then you ask for discussion after the thing is read.
yeah, I didn't support it.
Okay. Who supported that?
I'll support that.
Okay. It's been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Roscoe for the street vacation request from Ms. Phillip. Ms. Takis. Now, any discussion? Ms.
Yeah.
Abdo?
I remember this public hearing that what ends up happening is that one landowner is going to be totally landlocked. And I don't feel comfortable. I know it's probably best for the majority just by if one person is going to be landlocked like that. And he came before us and talked to us about it. I don't know how anybody else feels about it, but I have
Any
concern.
other discussion? Any other
If I
discussion? on that?
can, I will, Mr. Chair. Just want to say, you know, a lot of work has gone into the street, both the street and alley vacation. A lot of work, a lot of time, and all the T's were crossed, the I's were dotted. We even put it off, extended it just to make sure that we covered everything. We, through with the attorneys and the whole bit, and all of the those residents that I guess the business owners in that area. And so there has been time allowed so that if there were strong objections, that we would have received them by now, because everyone has been notified, and we kind of took some extra steps because there were 2 objections. So the extra notices and things were sent out. So I just want to throw that out there. Every aspect of this vacation they were covered.
And we haven't heard from them since?
Chair.
No, we have not.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, it's Steve
Any more
Hitchcock.
discussion?
I can comment on that too, if you'd like.
Yes.
We're talking about paper roads here. These roads are not in at all. So the property owner would have to build a road before he'd have access anyway. And Cordell Avenue is only 30 feet wide. So it's half of what we require for a road if it were to be built today. It would have to be 60 feet. And this 30 feet is, when there's a vacation, is going to go to these property owners. So they'll have the 30 feet if they all want to get together and figure out how to get a road in there. It's just that it won't be a dedicated road that the city is responsible for anymore. If you actually physically go out there, they were parking trucks on this property. That's how it came to our attention first, that the site plan that was filed showed this like as part of their parking lot for trucks right across the right of way here.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, Councilwoman Williams has raised her hand.
Yes,
Okay, Williams?
through the chair, the
Yes, Ms.
property owner that was opposing of these actions, did they sign off?
I don't have it in front of me. I believe someone did sign off from their company. We actually send out extra letters too. And if you look at your packet, you can see everyone that the consent letters that were sent out to those companies. And let's see, it is part of your packet. Yeah, I don't think they did not. They were I think it was just, it's the same companies. They didn't consent. But all the others, like again, the charter requires 51%, and Mrs. Matekas provided 55%.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Any other discussion? If there's no other discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Webb? Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
No.
Ms. Williams?
No.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. That concludes action items. But I would like to announce earlier, the mayor was announcing some grant opportunities, and I'm excited to announce that the clerk's office here, we received a grant from the Center for Tech and Civic Life. It's a nonprofit organization. And so we received a grant of $16,000 to aid us with our elections. The funds have to be used, the purpose of organizing safe and secure elections here in the city of Romulus. This grant was offered throughout the state of Michigan, and so we're very excited to be recipients of that grant, which is really going to help our budget as well, so that we can have, safe elections. And also, I'd like to announce that on October 19th, we're kind of declaring that day as mail your ballot Monday. We want everyone, if you have not submitted your ballots and turned them in, you plan to mail them out, please mail your ballots out Monday. Mail your ballot Monday on October the 19th. That way, that allows at least 2 weeks so that we can ensure that your ballot will arrive here at the clerk's office in a timely manner before Election Day through the mail. If you're not comfortable with mailing your ballot, you can still utilize our drop boxes. We have one located at our senior center. We have a really nice one that's located in front of City Hall, and we also have two drop boxes inside of City Hall, one on the main floor and one at the clerk's office counter. And I want to clear something up because we're constantly receiving calls about early voting and mail-in voting. It's really a semantics. It means different things in different states. Here in Michigan, we have our no reason absentee voting. So when you hear the term early voting here in Michigan, what that means is that you can come to the clerk's office and request your ballot in person. You will receive your ballot. You have the option of taking your absentee ballot home with you, or you can vote it here at the clerk's office. Please do not go to the polling location. Unfortunately, we've had some individuals, because of that term early voting, thinking that they can go to their polling locations to vote. And again, it means different things in different states. So I just kind of want to throw that out there, and just want to acknowledge the staff here. We're working day in, day out, and on weekends. And as of to date, we have mailed out 6,280 absentee ballots here in the city of Romulus. So, so far we've received back as of today, 2,500 ballots have come back. So again, those of you that have received your ballots, please get those ballots in as soon as you can. And if you have questions, just please give us a call. And lastly, I want to announce that we have extended our hours on Fridays. We'll be open until 5 o'clock p.m. Leading up into Election Day. So every Friday from 8 to 5, we will be open for absentee ballot voting. And we will also be open on the Saturday before the election, which is October the 31st. Our hours would be from 8 to 4 o'clock p.m. for voters who would like to request a ballot. That would be the last day that you can come into the clerk's office in person to request your ballot and take your ballot home with you. After that Monday, you can come to the clerk's office and request your ballot, but you will have to vote it here in person. And with that, Mr. Chair and Council, that will conclude the clerk's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Great. There is no treasurer's report this evening, and so that takes us to public comment, number 8. And this is the portion of the meeting for those members of the public wishing to address City Council. The raise hand method will be used to identify those wishing to speak. If you've called in, we ask that you can press the *9 to indicate raise hand. And also I want to add to mute and unmute. If you've dialed in, you would press *6. Also, during this time of the meeting, you can email your comments to publiccomment@romulusgov.com. You will have 3 minutes to speak. Any additional time will be upon approval of the chairperson. When you will be acknowledged by the last 4 digits of your phone number or by name. And we ask at that time, once you've been acknowledged, to unmute yourself. So I do have one hand raised, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
And that is from Mr. Heimberger. And we ask that he will please unmute his phone by pressing *6. Go ahead, Mr. Heimberger.
Good
Okay.
evening. Sorry. Good evening, council and administration. I have 2 items this evening that I'd like to speak about. Since our city is currently, unfortunately, getting a lot of trucking into it, under our NORS ordinance, it does not go towards engine braking, which other communities do have the ordinance on engine braking for these semis. A lot of these semis you can hear over a mile away when they are doing this. And I would hope that the council would maybe look into doing something about this and getting an ordinance together for that, to ban it in our city to help with the noise. That's our number 1 item. My second item, there is, over by the airport, by the hotels, there is a homeless gentleman that has been there all summer. I've been watching and I finally figured out where he is staying. He's living in some trees and has been there all summer, as I said. Is there some way that somebody from the city can maybe check on this person? He looks like a senior citizen, which is very sad, but I'm not going to approach him. But is there someone in the city that can go to this person, find out, and maybe get this person some help? Because, I mean, I don't really want to see anybody out there homeless, because the weather is going to change. Thank you.
I do not see any other indication that anyone would that have requested to speak.
Okay. In that case, then, Madam Clerk, we'll close that out.
Number 9 is unfinished business. Number 10, new business. Number 11 for approval is warrant 20-19.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion, we pay warrant 20-19 in the following amounts. General Fund, $81,365.79. Major Street Fund, $63,172.12. Local Street Fund, $16,228.99. Public Safety Fund, $33,738.80. Cable TV, $131.88. Street Lighting Fund, $46.27. Community Employee Activity Fund, $227.12. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $893.40. CDBG, $94.65. Michigan Indigent Defense Fund, here we go, $2,800. 911 Service Fund, $140,915.95. NARC forfeiture for the state, $997.28. Library Fund, $6,514.95. DDA, $3,116.62. Tifa District 2, $39,366.39. Vining Road Extension, E-Course Construction, $390. Water and Sewer Fund, $388,193.39. Motor Vehicle, $49,811.04. Technology Services, $18,790.32. Retiree Insurance Benefits, $216,683.62. Revolving Fund, $4,103. Current Tax, $12,695.82. Delinquent Personal Property Fund, $148,128.77. Payroll Fund, $240,240.49. Total $1,470,646.66.
Support.
Thank you.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley, to pay warrant 20-19 for $1,470,646.66. In
Mr.
discussion.
Chair?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Councilwoman Williams has requested to
Okay,
have comment.
Ms. Williams?
Yes, up under check number 431E, Mitsubishi Financial Services loan payment. What's that? And also just for clarification of 72686 along with 72781. It's for 5 classes for an employee. It doesn't say what, well, this was, the 72781 was on 10/12. And the 72686 was on 9/25. So can anyone explain that?
Mr. Chair, I had questions on that also. The classes for the employee, it was a large amount and it was only a month apart and they were both on there. I was a little surprised at the amount.
Okay, through the chair, would either one of my colleagues give us the page? Is it page 184 of 187? What page is?
182 of 187 is the 9/25 for the 72686. And page 186 of 187, check number 72781.
Which
And
page is the
also-
other one on, Virginia?
Pardon me?
Which page is the second one on?
186.
What's the check number?
Mr. Chair?
Yes, is that Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Okay.
On page 182, you're talking about the 5 classes for, says tuition, 5 classes.
Yeah.
That is probably some kind of tuition class through the police department.
Excuse me.
Something that needs to be, I mean, we can get that verified through the police department. I don't think.
Excuse me. I was still speaking.
Pardon me?
And I was still speaking because I was looking for an answer and not from my colleagues, but from the administrator.
Excuse me?
I understand it said tuition. I can read, I understand that. But there's 2 a month apart. And then also, because I wasn't finished with this warrant, and also I see the senior center. It's the same thing again. So every month, the utility bill for the senior center is going to be $16.20.
Can anyone answer from the administration? Is anyone from the
Pardon,
administration?
we can get the answers. If we had the question ahead of time, we'd make
Okay.
sure all the electeds had it. So like we did last time, we came back with a detailed report about the utilities. Tuition is reimbursable by their contract. I can get you the details of what those classes were. They're related, they're job-related classes. So we have duly noted, if you want to pull those out or move forward with them with the detail forthcoming, whatever you prefer.
Okay.
My concern, you're saying that, I could have asked, I looked at it later. City was closed at the time that I actually, came across this. Look, you're asking a council for approval. So it shouldn't be you'll get back with me later. You should know what you're asking a council to approve. I see that it says tuition. I was concerned that it was 2 months back to back. And then about the senior center utility bill. Because I last week, Councilwoman Webb read something off that someone gave her, but I didn't receive anything. And I'm the one that asked the question about the utility bill being $1,620. And here it go again for the month of September. I just wasn't aware that our utility bill for one building would be that much.
Well, I must say through the chair that the information that I read off last week was in our packet.
Was in
It
your
was-
packet, not mine.
Okay, we have a,
Mr. Chairman, I'm willing to wait till the mayor comes back, with an answer. And
okay,
if our colleague wants, if she feels they shouldn't be paid, then we can pull the checks out.
okay. Can we get an answer?
Pardon me?
Can we get an answer, from the administration?
Sure, like I said, you can either move forward and we can provide the detail, or you can pull them out if council as a majority is not comfortable with them. Either one of those is fine with us. We will provide the detail either way.
Okay.
I believe the motion was included them is what I heard.
Okay, is any, Ms. Williams?
Yes. You
Okay,
said, you're asking me a question?
yeah. I was wondering, did they answer your question, Ms. Williams?
No, it didn't.
Okay, would we like to,
Yeah, if I can again, Mr. Chairman, if
Yeah.
Mr. Williams doesn't want to pay these bills, let's just take them out of the warrant and we'll wait for Mayor Burcroft to come back with the answer.
Mr. Chair,
yes. Ms. Roscoe?
I think there was a motion and a support for the warrant, and I think we
Right.
should just go ahead and vote on it and get the information later. The tuition is usually standard for the police department for their classes. And unfortunately, we have to pay electric bills for the senior center. There's no way that we're gonna pull that electric bill out. Well, I mean, I guess we would if we all voted against it as a majority. But there is no way that we should not pay the electric bill. If we're having issues over there with electrical payments, electrical meter, whatever, we need to reach out to the utility companies and have them come check the meters. And other than that, I think we went over that last week as to how we have to maintain our buildings in order to keep them in good operating order, even though we're not using the building as a whole. And just like your home or any place else, you can cut back in some areas, but you can't cut back in all areas, whether you're there or whether you're on vacation or, whether you're gone for the winter. I have a place that I winterize every single year, but I still have to keep the heat on low, and I still have electrical charge monthly to have a electrical meter attached to that place. So these are just standard things, and no disrespect, Ms. Williams, if you want to vote no,
Chair.
this warrant, you can, but we still need to pay our electric bill. And the police department is going to have classes that to keep our police department up to speed. And they're going to, through their contract, they're going to ask for reimbursement once they pass those classes.
Excuse me, through the chair.
Yes.
The council can vote and support whatever. And I did not ask to be educated by one of my colleagues about a utility bill. I run my heat all winter and I've ran my air conditioner all summer. And my bill is not that high. And I'm speaking of you walk in the house and the house is like you got to put on a coat. It's so cold. So I understand that you have to run these different utilities, the heat and the central air. But at the same time, I did not ask my colleague. I was talking to administration because they the one that put the warrant in front of us. And I appreciate you, no disrespect, Celeste, but I would appreciate if you had that same energy and that same knowledge when it came to the planning commission information and you share it with us. Thank you.
Through the chair, if I may.
What we're gonna do?
There is a motion on the floor.
Right.
Would you please
Miss-
run the
Go
vote?
ahead.
Right.
Wait,
Run the vote,
What
Mr.
we're
Chairman.
gonna do?
excuse
Hold up.
me,
Run the
if I
vote,
can,
Mr.
Mr. Chair, before you run the vote,
Right.
the mayor has had his hand raised. He would
Right.
like to have something to say. Go ahead, Mayor Burcroft.
Thank you, Ellen, and to the council. I guess on the detail was requested prior for the senior center. That information, I was told very clearly, was put in the mailbox and emailed. So if you wanted a different way, let us know. Back to the motion that is here, Mr. Chairman.
Right.
If you want to approve that, and then we will provide that very same detail. The other item is tuition for that individual, which falls under their contract. I'd be happy to provide all the detail. If you want to remove those items and pass everything else, that's up to council, but I'll take your direction. We've been pretty good at getting detail back to you. If somebody's missing that, we'd love to know because we want everybody to get the same information. Thank you.
We have a motion on the floor. We're gonna run this vote. There's a motion by Ms. Abdo. Ms. Abdo?
Did I motion it? Yes.
Yes, you did.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I got lost here.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Abdo. Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
No.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. To pay. Chair votes yes, warrant number 20-19 will be paid. Thank you.
Number 12 is communication.
To the chair, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Celeste, you want to go? You got something, Celeste?
Nope, you go first.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Miss Abdo. Miss Abdo got her hand up.
Hi, I just wanted to mention that this week I was able to be a part of the daddy-daughter dance.
Oh.
I know that many of you know that's just like an institution in Romulus. Well, our Tanya Cofield found a way to continue our daddy-daughter dance. It was an outside disco in the parking lot. Everybody wore masks. Everybody was social distance. And I just want to congratulate her on her creativity, that it was just a great event. It wasn't as highly, attended as the normal daddy-daughter dance, but we were able to continue it through this COVID crisis. And Tanya certainly deserves, a shout out. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Ms. Abdo. Ms. Tally?
Yeah, just first of all, if I could to administration, will somebody follow up with Tony Heimberger? He had a request on the public comment. Will that be addressed with him before I get to
Yes.
my communication?
Yes, we'll address that with them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mayor. And then thank you, Mayor, for the information on the grant updates. That was very great news to hear. And I do want to concur with you. I was picking with Director Krause about my age and eyes, but he has just been such a resource to me for the Ministerial Alliance, and him and Jill. Just some opportunities for the churches to get up to speed on this and how to safely open for their churches. So I want to shout out to Director Kevin Krause and Jill Martin for some resources they provided for me, for the Ministerial Alliance to pass along. In addition, they have are making available to the Ministerial Alliance. I have talked about a couple of weeks ago about some mass initiative that they have partnered with the state with, and they will be providing the Ministerial Alliance with the various churches in the Alliance with over 4,000 masks. Thank you so much, Director Krause, your team, Brian, the administration. I want to thank you guys because the Alliance, the churches in the Alliance, were just very appreciative that these masks will be given to them and distribute so that they can distribute out. And just thinking about the Alliance and their needs as far as their churches, their members, and even just community outreach. So thank you so much for that, Director Krause, your team, Brian, and everybody that's involved with that mass initiative. It was just great. And the churches have responded, as you well know, Director Krause, very favorably about that support of the mass. So thank you for that. And then on the other note, as everybody know on council, we thought census was over. It's not, it's back. So I want to thank Councilwoman Abdo for bringing it back to my attention that the deadline was extended through the end of October. Thank you, Councilwoman Abdo. And also for the support I received at the very last minute for everybody to wear their shirts. Can you show your shirts, please? I need everybody to show your shirt, please. Can you show your shirt? I think everybody was full support. Everybody, yeah, I think everybody was pretty much full support. So thank you, Councilwoman Williams, Mr. Wadsworth, Ms. Abdo, Celeste, Mr. Barton. I think Eva.
No, I didn't get that memo.
Oh, I sent the text. So, but anyway, I'll get with you later. But I know you would have supported. I'll get with you later. You know. But anyway, but thank everybody for the support. So we got this meeting. I'm bringing it up again. We got one more meeting for the census. Please, we got a little more time. And then I'll be done. I know I said I was done, but it's back on the table. So please fill out your census. We are at 73%. We have done well in the city of Romulus. We beat the national, we beat the county, we beat the state with the numbers. But again, if we can always bridge that gap, you know, getting closer to 100% would be awesome. Again, just tell your friends, tell your neighbors and all the states and cities and counties. I'm sorry, in county, it's a state thing. It's a state thing. So please spread the word. I'm going to bug you one more time after today to please show your support for the census. And thank you, my colleagues, for showing your support today, showing solidarity on something that's a very important issue within our state, our county, and our city. Thank you.
Tina, I have one question on what you're just discussing. If someone wants a mask and they haven't been around where they've been distributed, can they come to City Hall and get some? People, I've had a request and I didn't know.
You have had a request. Well, this initiative I've had was through Director Krause. I want to say you might want to reach out to him.
Is he on here?
Is he on here, Mayor?
Don't see him.
No.
I know he was
He
earlier.
left.
We did have an initiative and fire has been out all over the city. So we can provide that, council. If you have people in need, forward those to our office here and we'll make sure we get fire out, delivering them and dropping them off. Thank you.
Thanks.
Mr. Chair, we have another raised hand from Councilwoman Roscoe.
Roscoe.
Good evening. I've got a few things to throw out here. First of all, I've mentioned about the Cutest Baby and the Cutest Pet Competition. And you can now go to our Downtown Romulus, Michigan Facebook page and vote. All you got to do is go underneath the children or the pets that you want to vote for, click the like button, and that gives them the votes. And that goes through November 12th. And then of course, prizes will be awarded to the top 3 vote getters in each category. And also we still have some contests going on for the fall harvest porch decorating. The deadline to submit your photos is October 15th, which is Thursday by 4 o'clock. Please email them to Mary Druyer, and that's MDRYUYOR@RomulusGov.com. And prizes will be given there too. Romulus Art Council Art Contest deadline is October 23rd. And 1st through 5th place will be awarded prizes there. And also last Friday night, they had the Romulus Relay for Light drive-through with their luminary bags. And they did really good being underneath the conditions we're in. They had over 100 luminary bags were collected and over 100 cans were collected in canned goods for the Romulus Helping Hands. If you still want to donate for the Relay for Life, which those funds go to the American Cancer Society, you can visit their site at relayforlife.org/Romulus, Michigan for more information on their fundraising. And, I just want to put it out there that on the Facebook page is a great place to find what's going on as far as community events such as this, to try to keep everyone all engaged and, up to speed, even though we can't get out and literally physically socialize like we did before. And also the other thing I had to put out there tonight, and Ms. Williams, I'm not directing this towards you in any way, shape, or form, but in regard to the Planning Commission, because everyone seems to be overly concerned that we're not getting information that we should get, the agendas, the packets, so on and so forth. But if you go, and this is for the public too, if you go to our webpage, www.romulusgov.com, and you go under planning/zoning, and you follow your way down, there's all the packets are there every month for the meetings. All the information that's in our packets, you can open it up there. It's many pages, there's PDFs, all the minutes from the meetings before, goes back quite a few years. And the meeting following, like for instance, next Monday night, the 19th of October is our monthly meeting. And the agenda will be there, and all the information that I receive in my packet will be there for you to look at. And anytime anyone has any questions, everyone has my email address, and they're more than welcome to call me. I will always return your phone call. And, before the meetings, whenever, as far as concerns as to what's coming up, we have it in our packets when we get our council packets. So I'm here. I don't always know what everyone's questions are going to be unless you ask. So that's, I'm putting it out there again. Please call me if you have any questions. If you go on the website and you see any concerns that are coming up for the meetings, you can let me know, email me. I'll ask those questions at the meetings, or I'll get you the questions during that meeting and ask our petitioners or whoever's coming in. But other than that, I don't have anything else tonight.
Is there any more communication from council?
Yes.
Okay, I see Councilwoman Williams, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Yes, I would just like to let the residents know that the Forgotten Harvest will be back at the Romulus High School tomorrow, starting at 12. We ask that no one pull into the parking lot until after 11 o'clock. And also, the only requirements is that you give your name and your zip code. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more? Going once,
Oh,
going
excuse
twice?
me, Ellen,
Yes,
to the clerk.
yes.
I would just like to piggyback on what Councilwoman Talley said about the homeless. Not only do we have issues like that, and we definitely need to address that, and in the future, maybe down the road, not too far down the road, look into doing a homeless shelter. Because we have, I've seen people in other areas of Romulus that look homeless and appears to be homeless because they're in the same spot from late at night to early in the morning. And also, if the administration can look at this, or have Bob or someone look over there off of Merriman, you have anywhere sometime between 6 and 10 individuals sitting on milk crates. Okay, sitting on milk crates waiting for the bus. Something needs to be done about that, because that's not a bus stop, and that's what it has turned into. They're using milk crates or whatever they can find to sit and wait on the bus. So if administration can look into that, maybe even deal with the bus company to have them to put a bench there, if it's city-owned property or property that doesn't belong to anyone else. And this has been going on all summer. So that also need to be looked into. And I really, really, really would appreciate it if the administration took action to reach out to some of these organizations that house the homeless immediately, especially before it gets too cold. Thank you.
Okay. If there is no more communication from City Council, number 13 is adjournment, and I want to announce that the next council meeting will be held on October the 26th.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Who supported that?
I did.
Oh, okay, Ms. Roscoe. Supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Tally,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Thank everyone.